Alright, and we are back with the Solaire Club taking on Skralderne, aka Gril, once again. Game 2 of this round of 16 series for Gold Cycle 7. And Solaire Club currently up 1-0. That means that they are in good position to advance to the round of 8, while Skralderne is in danger of going back to Silver Division. If they lose this series and then lose in the first round of the losers bracket, they will be demoted once again for Cycle 8. That's really not where you want to finish if you can avoid it. A good start would be taking Game 2 in this series. We'll see what kind of challenge they can pose to the Solaire Club, who looked very, very dominant in Game 1. And right off the bat, the bans are Parasite and Tempest from Bromance. So another series of very good and powerful heroes getting taken off the board. Switchblade and Ophelia are banned out by Jisman, so stop me if you've heard that before, but I'm going to go ahead and say that looks familiar to me, because it was the exact same bans that we saw from them in Game 1. Meanwhile, their picks on the Legion side will be Moon Queen into Glacius and Deadwood. So Deadwood getting a lot of attention in Cycle 7 as he got some buffs. Not any significant buffs, but definitely been a hero that more teams have been interested in picking up. He was one of the most picked heroes in Diamond Division this cycle, so not a huge surprise to see that reflected in gold. And Moon Queen, the other hero that we almost never see. We'll see her get picked up once every couple of cycles, really, in Diamond Division, and just really fell off the map. I mean, at the Season 2 World Finals, she was the hero to beat, and people were just having a hell of a time taking that hero out. And since then, she really has fallen off, people realizing that if you pressure her early, she has issues, and she doesn't do well at escaping. So if you can shut her down and actually get up and on her, then she will melt. And if you just let her go crazy in the back of a team fight, like many, many carries, then she'll do a ton of damage. And obviously, that's a bit of a shift now, as we're going towards more of those mobile carries like Clanks, the Dark Lady, SolC with his Portal Key, Puppet Master, who at least has some CC tools, and an Assassin's Shroud. There's been a lot more of that, type Valkyrie with a Leap, that sort of thing. Switchblade has his Magic Immunity and his Spin, which prevents him from taking any damage. So the short laners in most of these games tend to be a little bit more defensively capable than a hero like Moon Queen, who, if she has her Whispering Helm and she's really, really built, then she can be a difficult hero to kill, but before that, she definitely has a lot of problems. Legion side going to finish off their draft with Solstice and Madman, Hellboy going with Bubbles, Empath, Dr. Pulse from Magmus, and Ravener is their last pick. That'll presumably be in Canador's hands. Bans were Rally, Drunken Master, and Clanks, so Bromance taking out some Strength Initiators, as well as the option of the hard carrying Clanks, Revenant, Prisoner 945, and Kraken being removed from Jisman, so lots of Initiators right there. A little bit two different kinds, and Revenant and Prisoner, but Kraken obviously had a very good game last game, so Jisman feeling like there's no reason to give that hero to a team that can clearly use it.
Let's get it on.
And Hellborn and Legion drafts, to be honest, both kind of greedy. Perhaps the Legion even more so than the Hellborn. We're looking at a Solstice who's going to require a lot of farm, a Moon Queen that's going to require even more farm, and a Madman that's going to look at those two heroes and go, alright guys, what do I do? Where do I get GPM? Because, I mean, between the two of you, you can destroy the jungle. You're going to efficiently farm all of the waves, and Madman's farm is going to have to come off of hero kills and aggressive play, because that's pretty much the only way he's going to get GPM. Look at the Hellborn team, it's something similar, not to the same extent, but Dr. Repulsor and Ravener on the same team is definitely going to mean a little bit less space for both of those heroes, as they clearly want to get some good farm. Noob McNoob going to be playing the Doctor, of course, so he'll be heading to the jungle, as he does every so often. And definitely plays a very good jungle Doctor, so they have that on their side. They've got Canadorf with a hero that he's quite good with, and one that's also been much more popular, especially in the team I'm seeing, as Ravener has that longer timer on his ultimate charges, which makes it a lot easier for him to snowball from one engagement to the other, keep them up when he's farming creep camps, and then turn that into easy hero picks. So we'll see how Canadorf does here. It looks like it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane. Not a huge surprise, as Ravener is often running a tri-lane. In fact, pre-patch, we pretty much only ever saw him when he was running a tri-lane. We also pretty much only ever saw him lose, so there's that as well. But hey, it's a new patch, it's some slightly changed abilities, and maybe he'll have more success than he did previously in this season. And definitely in this matchup, I think you still do have to favor Canadorf and the guys on Solaire Club when it comes to the overall potential outcome of the game. We saw it in Game 1, where they more or less rolled over their opponents in 16 minutes, and I don't necessarily expect a victory that quick yet again, but, I mean, Solaire Club should be considered the more talented team here. They are the more cohesive team, and they're one of the better teams in Gold Division, so it would be surprising to see them lose this series. And it would probably also be a little bit surprising to see them lose this game, considering how they performed in the first one. And what's really strange here, actually, is Army of Mums is playing... Okay, so this is real weird. Army of Mums is playing the Magmas. He's usually their suicide player. And this is actually going to be aggressive tri-lane, but Nubik Noob, usually on the Jungle Doctor, is going to be playing a short lane Dr. Repulsor, which is quite strange, to be honest. They're actually going to jump right onto Moon Queen here. The freeze goes through onto Ravender, but the empath wall is going to prevent MQ from getting anywhere. And MJ Foot are going to take a Bloodlust just 35 seconds into the game. That is not an auspicious start if you're the guys on Gril. And Moon Queen, as I talked about in the drafting phase, if you can shut the hero down early, she does nothing. If you don't address her, she will take over the game and kill your entire team. And apparently the guys on Solaire Club feeling like, yeah, that's probably pretty accurate. Let's go kill that Moon Queen a whole lot. And that's going to be what they do. So, Operation Wreck Moon Queen. Stage 1 is successful. She will be running back to this bottom lane. She has 45 GPM, so that's sad times. Not enough gold for a teleport. Glacius has enough now, but presumably when she was back at base, he did not. So that's a lot of farm time missed as well. That early kill not only going to deplete her GPM, but it's also going to mean that she's well behind in terms of levels, in terms of overall farm. Ravender going to throw a ball ending onto 2, actually, and they both get stunned. Empath wall is there. Glacius is going to die. Moon Queen should be able to get out of this as she gets to the safety of the tower, but Glacius falling here as they want to make this equal. Don't want to just focus the Moon Queen. Let's get that support killed too. Why not? And at this point, the tri-lane for the Hellborn team looks like it's going to be ridiculously effective. Already, it's pretty much done exactly the job that they wanted it to, and Moon Queen currently sitting at 0 CS, 1 creep kill. So, well done to her. She has 1 creep kill and no denies. Glacius has 3 creep kills. So clearly things aren't working out. And top lane, it is the Suicide Madman up against the Dr. Repulsor. And actually, this is a lane that Madman can win if he plays it correctly. At the very least, before Doctor hits level 6. After Doctor hits level 6, he basically becomes impossible to lane against effectively for any Suicide hero because there's a lot of potential to just walk up and kill you. Actually, a Moonbeam missed that creep kill, so that's not great. Ball lightning right in there onto the Moon Queen. The wall is there as well. Essence Link doing a lot of damage. The freeze is up onto the Ravener. It's not going to matter. The Essence Link is going to be there, and the last attack from Ravener is finally going to come through, and MJ Footer going to take his second death, so Army of Mums not there. The Hellborn team figures, doesn't matter. We don't really need you. We can just kill that MQ with just Ravener and Empath, and Canador finding the opportunity, taking it. And that's what you want to do. Aggressive play, and it's often very successful. Mr. Tickle's Solstice. This is a really good avatar, and I have it. It's an EA alt for Solstice, so you can get it like during Christmas when they start to re-release their EAs and stuff like that. But it's, it should be blocked for right now. If you guys are still playing in a year and you like playing Solstice, it's a good alternate avatar to grab. Haven't talked about any of the other lanes here. Top, it's going to be Dr. Repulsor up against the Madman, and Madman not having the greatest time. Bottom, actually, they're going to jump onto the Glacius. No, it's going to be Moon Queen once again. They're chasing him down with 3 heroes. And where are you going, MQ? Where are you going? The Graveyard. That's where you're going. And it'll be Canador taking you there once again, as he's 2-0-2, so 370 gold per minute on that Ravener. It currently does lead the game. In fact, the top 4 farmers are all on the Hellborn side, including that support Empath, who's managed to pick up 1 hero kill and 2 assists as well. So Sandmarch definitely feeling rich early on. Already has boots and 200 gold. Glacius could actually be in some trouble right here. Gets walled off. The Essence Link is there as well. Army of Mums not really in range to get the stun. Actually, he is, as the stun from the Essence Link is there. Don't even need Ravener. He just watches. And it's a 5-0 hero kill advantage here in this bottom lane. They really need to not do this anymore. And it looks like, yeah, Moon Queen's figuring that out. She's level 2. There's nothing she can do. Kendorf's level 4, both the supports level 3, and she needs to transition to somewhere else where she can get some farm now. The difficulty is going to be where. She's actually below the gold tick, which means she'd have more gold if she just stayed in base the entire time. You look at middle lane, and Deadwood is losing to Bubbles currently, which is not hugely surprising. Bubbles just barely ahead of the Deadwood, but considering that he has the Oak Bolt, and he should be getting relatively easy CS, perhaps it should be closer, maybe even Deadwood should be in head. But obviously just been a very good player, so knows what he's doing on Bubbles. And clearly having a nice time. Rotten Grasp doesn't come through, and Bubbles going to take cover right there. He will need to use a Shell Surf right here, and he's going to get out of there no problem. And Deadwood is not level 6 quite yet, so can't lock him down for a sufficient enough amount of time to actually get that kill. And then just going to go right back to CSing. As Deadwood picks up an Oak Bolt here, so both heroes in this middle lane, of course, going for that bottle. No huge surprise. Top lane, it's going to be Madman and Glacius actually rotate up here to try to perhaps get a kill on this Dr. Repulsor. He is still level 5, which means it's going to be much easier to kill him now than it will be in a second, as that level 6 Dead was looking for Bubbles. Can't find him, though. And Noob going all the way back to base, so Madman gets some free farm here, and he's currently sub 200 GPM, whereas Noob is sitting right around that 300 mark, so Bromance definitely needing this kind of start, or this kind of recovery, as Moon Queen actually going to reveal herself to the Magmus Illusions. Magmus Illusions going to take a lot of damage, and they will find her. There's the stuns all over the place. The wall going to give them plenty of vision, and they'll just walk right out of that. So MJ Footer 0-4-0. And, well, it's going to be Solstice finding Empath right here, but the Essence Link is doing so much. Army of Mums does not have a stun. Now he does. Just barely got enough mana for it, but the follow-up from Hellborn, or from the Ravener, won't be there, because there's no mana on Cannondorf. Meantime, Moonbeam goes through, and Cannondorf can take a decent amount of damage from that. Is level 2. So it will cause him to back up a little bit, as, like I said, he's Deadwood gonna get caught up by Kelfield and avoids the Lava Surge somehow, so interesting play right there. And actually, it's gonna be Army of Mums who gets turned on, should be killed as the Rotten Grass finish off that kill. And Viscerin on Bubble is gonna be used so that he doesn't get jumped by the Solstice or the Deadwood. And he looks like he's gonna want to rotate bottom lane. Kelfield obviously was just used, which means we can't use it to lock down the Moon Queen, but the Ball Lightning is available from Ravener. Oh god, middle lane. It's gonna be the counter kill. So Deadwood going for the smackdown right there that gets humiliated. Noob moving over. And actually it's going to be Ravener getting jumped right here. Gets stunned. Gets a stun on the Solstice. As the Moonbeam is there, but I don't think Solstice is going to be surviving this one. There's way too many heroes there. Nice wall from Empath once again. That'll finish him off. And all of a sudden it's going to be Moon Queen falling too, as Jismin finds the Shell Surf and the last auto attack. Meanwhile, middle lane, it was Simon taking on the Dr. Repulsor, which was pretty funny. Or sorry, Bromance on the Madman. I was like, you got an assist. I was like, he's dead, isn't he? And he is dead. But it was Madman that came in for the last kill. So, I guess Legion get one more kill, and in 7 minutes they have 2, which is not great. And under normal circumstances, it'd actually be fine, because like I said, they do have a very late game-oriented team, so having a mediocre laning phase isn't necessarily death for them. The problem is the Hellborn team have 9 kills, and currently sit at a 3600 gold advantage, and just about half that in experience. Top lane, Glacius getting jumped on. We'll be able to TP away before Noob can finish him off. Must have gotten quite low, yeah. Must have been one auto attack away from death, so Lucen courting danger right there. Middle lane, nice silence from Bubbles. Gonna prevent Deadwood from doing too much health. He does have a push and punch in 5 seconds, but that's not enough time, as the Kelpfield's also back in 10 or so for Bubbles. Neither of them going to end up getting a kill or dying, as the support comes in for both Moon Queen on the side of Legion and Magnus for the Hellborn team. Looks like Empath might actually be in some trouble. The Ward of Sight will spot the rotation from the Legion side though, so it's going to be a pretty easy getaway from Sandmarsh as he just throws the wall down. 8-minute rune going to try to be controlled, and it's going to be a stun from Magnus into the DD bottling. Alright, just picked up right there. 2-man Kelpfield as well, and Deadwood can look for the punch, can't find it, gets silenced. That's going to be 1 kill. Empath does die, but they also managed to pick off Moon Queen yet again. Solstice in a lot of trouble, his double damage doing so much, but a nice ultimate from him will get the kill on Magnus, and all of a sudden Madman is trying to run away, has the stock active, which means the Hellborn team probably knows where he is. Barrel going to do something. Question is, will it do enough? Here comes Glacius. They might be looking for a counter kill. Actually, Glacius will get hit by the Ball Lightning. All of a sudden, he's in some trouble. Gets the freeze down on Ravener, though. And Madman really wants this kill onto Bubbles, but he will get away. Meanwhile, Glacius freeze insufficient to stop the Ravener. And Cannondorf will pick up his 6th kill of the game. And right now, Madman, you're playing with fire a little bit right there. Okay, sorry about all the messages. Really need to turn D&D on. Madman and Ravener doing a fun little dance. Empath, do you have any dust? Actually, there was dust right there. Ball Lightning is connecting on Madman as well. Rotten Grasp is there. That's going to finish off Cannondorf. Yes, it will. Savage 6 streak going in the way of Simonon. He gets the punch onto Magnus, but here's the Eruption getting channeled. It's not going to go off. Yes, it will, and he gets the heal back thanks to the mana battery. So it's going to be the Deadwood that ends up falling and not the Magnus. Very, very well played from Mums right there as top lane Noob takes it a tier 1 tower. So overall, the progression continuing to favor the Hellborn team. They're currently sitting at an 8k gold, 5.5k experience advantage in this game. Again, not like the last one where they necessarily have to have an early game advantage, but you don't want to be this far down, and you really don't want to be this far down on a Moon Queen who is now running away from an Empath. Right now, this is Moon Queen versus an Empath, and Moon Queen's like, I can't take this fight. We have Madman coming in, though. Level 6 Empath, but she does not have any mana. We're going to need to see some support from the Hellborn team if they want to keep her alive. They won't be able to do so, but Moon Queen is going to fall for it. Nonetheless, it's a 1-for-1 that the Hellborn team will take. Trading their hard support for the opposing team's hard carry. Freeze is available from Glacius. We'll get the Thunder Blast down first. And they're going to realize pretty quickly they don't actually want to take this fight, because here comes the Doctor and the Magmus. They actually missed the Lava Surge right there, but the Ball Lightning and Opposite Charges are plenty, along with the Dust to be able to finish that off. Meanwhile, it's going to be Glacius falling to Bubbles, who is now chasing down Solstice, gets a tree, and should be escaping to the safety of his tower. So, yeah, Legion side get a kill. They kill the Empath. They also then lose 3 heroes. And I would say that, once again, that's not a trade you want to take. Double TP is coming into the middle lane. Deadwood going to try to run away. And Bubbles has a kelp field available, so going to miss the Shell Surf, but it'll be difficult for Deadwood to get out of this one. Lex Telios is applied as he takes the stun. The wall will give them plenty of vision as well, and Noob McNoob going to help finish off this kill as if he goes to Stand March with that Essence Link. So Lex is the choice on Empath, and that's a very powerful item. Now, of course, it was reduced in cost, I believe, to make it more viable for supports to pick it up. And in terms of the item situation overall, Dr. Pulsar going for a Grave Locket. Presumably he'll be going for an Icon of the Goddess. Oh, sorry, no, if he went for Ring of Sorcery, it would be an Icon, but it's probably just going to... It could be an Icon still, maybe he doesn't really have to build up. Anyway, Moon Queen going to look for something onto Dr. Pulsar here, and doing a lot of damage, to be honest. Noob McNoob's still going to get the kill, as the Magnetic Contraption is too much. Madman falling in the bottom lane, as Kennendorf and Army of Mums pick him off. The Ravener and the Magma stuns too powerful for even an Invis and difficult to kill and catch hero like Madman. So, by the way, it's a Legion side saying that about themselves, so it's not bad manner. But this is definitely not going the way that they wanted it to, I would imagine. Look at the advantage for Solaire Club right now. It's really pushing the insurmountable territory.
Have overrun a Legion FOB.
When you start looking at over 1,000 gold per minute advantage, then you're really not doing too well. We're looking at 600 GPM, and Kandorf, who's 9-1-4. How are you going to slow down that Ravener? It's a snowball hero, and he's definitely starting to roll down the hill. Noob McNoob is at 410 gold per minute, just in case Ravener decides to start getting cute and feeding a bunch of kills. And then you look at the rest of the Hellborn team, they're all at 275 to 320, and it includes the supports. So it's not like they have no backup on those 2 carries. The Legion side, nobody is farming better than anybody on the Hellborn side. Their top farmer is 240. They're just going to get the destruction on Madman right here. He gets the stock off, but he's still dusted. Wall is there, and it's going to be the last kill from last attack from Kennendorf. So the Empath inside of Kennendorf is sufficient to assist for that kill and get it. Meanwhile, in the Hellborn Woods, they will finish off Noob McNoob. Let's go back and watch that. Probably should have just gone straight to the minimap. Will be caught out, punched right in the face. The freeze is there as well, and Lucen on that Glacius will find the kill. Army of Mums looking for another initiation. They're trying to spread up a little bit so they don't get by multiple heroes hit by Lava Surge. OB2 on the Kelp Field. Lucen going to get destroyed right off the bat. Solstice, for some reason, decided to charge up an ultimate. That was clearly a really bad plan. Gets walled off and balled, and that will be another kill for Kennendorf. He's got a hat trick. 13-1-4, 660 GPM on this Ravener. We're seeing GGs get called, and we're 13 minutes in, so yeah, my guess is we're going to have to wait this out for another couple of minutes, but I don't think Solaire Club is going to be dropping a loser back anytime soon, if they're going to play like this. Taking out their last Tier 1 tower right there. They, of course, have all of their Tier 1 towers available. As you see, the amount of farm on the Hellborn team is just getting out of control. Only 1 hero below 300 GPM, and that should be fixed with another tower kill right here, assuming they go for it. Thunderclaw is the choice on Ravener, which is a little bit iffy, actually. Noob McNoob going to jump in on the Glacius, gets frozen, though. Here comes Bubbles, going to help finish off that kill. And he's going to kind of get out there? No, Noob McNoob will end up falling. So that was a little bit of unnecessary aggression from the Hellborn team, and they're going to pay for it with a 1v1 that is not worth it. Empath getting chased down by Madman here, and we see Deadwood coming in as well. Magmus actually going to get a stun, and they will get the kill. Meanwhile, Army of Mums dies to the log throw. But here comes Ravener. He wants everything. Empath inside. Nice dodge with Ron Grass. Noob McNoob buys back. Jumps in all the way to the Tier 2 here. Ultimate from Moon Queen is going to be used, but there's just way too many heroes around to absorb the bounces, and that'll be another double tap for Kennendorf. 15-1-5, so more than 1 kill per minute, which is a ridiculous pace. And Kennendorf definitely showing he knows how to play Ravener, I would say. He has picked up the Thunderclaw, which we talked about before is a bit of an iffy item. I'm going to find the Glacius, though. That's pretty funny. Anyway, Lightning usually not a great item on Ravener unless you get it really quickly, or if you have 700 plus GPM. So it's fine to get it. It's just a really situational item. You have to be careful about it because it'll help him farm and it'll help him auto attack more, which is nice. He'll do a lot more magic damage, but it also means that if you have a magic heavy team like the Hellborn side does, if the Legion were doing a lot better than they are, they might get Shrunkins, and then that would be a significant part of your damage mitigated. But I think that right now Kennendorf choosing this build mostly because of how far ahead they are. you look at the Ring of Sorcery, finally completed on Dr. Repulsor. It's a 15-minute ring on top of Grave Locket and Boots. So going for 2 Amelias at the exile right there. A lot of build-up for Dr. Repulsor. He's still at 415 GPM, and we're going to see a CC vote right there. So, yeah, my guess is that's going to pass, and the Legion side will be bowing out of the series, taking a 0-2 loss.
A valiant effort, Warriors.
Looked like a fake CC for a second, but anyway, that'll do it for this game and this series. So thanks for watching, guys. That's a pretty easy 2-0 victory for the Solaire Club, and one that they definitely should have taken 2-0. Perhaps not that fast. It was kind of surprising how quickly they managed to dispatch their opponents, and looking better and better every cycle, it seems. So maybe this is their time. Maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, Solaire Club will be moving on to the round of 8, as Gril faces Demotion back to Silver with a drop to the loser's bracket round 1, and I can tell you that... Okay, they will play that series, so I don't want to spoil what happens. Sometimes people just forfeit in the loser's bracket round 1, so if in that situation it would be worthwhile to just say, yeah, you know, they forfeited, but they didn't. They're going to make an attempt to stay in gold right here, and that's definitely commendable. So very well played the Solaire Club. Played to Gril. I don't really want to say well played, because honestly it wasn't all that well played. I think a lot of stuff to tighten up if they want to stay in gold for any length of time. And maybe they can find that before their next series, and maybe they can't. We'll have to see. In the meantime, that'll do it. Congrats to Solaire Club. Unfortunate. Best of luck next time to Gril.